You sure you're ready, Wills?
Well, it's 9 o'clock, so I hope I am.
You better be ready, because you know what time it is?
It's 9 o'clock.
So what time is it?
9 o'clock.
You sure you're ready, Wills?
Well, it's 9 o'clock, so I hope I am.
You better be ready, because you know... We better switch that off, haven't we? Should we try and be professional? Can you be professional?
No idea. Don't think I can.
You gotta pull a professional face like me.
Okay.
Alright, ready? 3, 2, 1. Hey folks, 9 o'clock Thursday night UK time.
Hello.
It is time for the Sunday Nighter, and I am Mel, your host, the terrain tutor, here with my daughter Willow. Now, have you got your professional face on, Willow?
Yes, I have.
Come on, I see your professional face. Look right at the camera with your professional face.
They can't even see me.
Just as well, really, isn't it?
I was doing cross.
Oh.
Can I mute everything?
Right. Hello, folks. After that little giggle, have you had a good week? As you can see, we are back on YouTube. Sorry about the problems on Thursday. No idea what was going on. It just YouTube didn't decide to play. But we did a little bit of testing and we've managed to get it work. And looking at all the YouTube comments at the minute, fingers crossed, it is actually working. Huzzah! Now, as always, this is the crack. This is a question and answer show. Yeah, so I need your questions. If I don't have questions, then we're going to end up wrapping it up early. There is a link down in the description for the Google Doc, and I'm going to put it into the comments right now, just in case you're watching on Twitch or Facebook and you haven't got the link. So we'll throw that in there.
What's that yellow thing?
I don't know.
Should we see if we can scroll down and find out what it is?
I think we should.
There's something yellow on our screen.
We don't know what the warning is.
Oh no. It's a computer overheating.
I won't post my comment, I don't think.
I know. Hey, I can post it.
Right. You reckon you can post the Google Docs?
Yeah, what?
Alright then. You see if you can post it. Because it's not letting me post it all of a sudden. In fact, let me just refresh that. So yes, questions, link down below to the Google Doc. Yeah, get your questions in and then I can start getting the answers.
Google Doc?
That is the Google Doc. You're not going to be able to type that.
Watch me.
But I'll put it in there. So,
Still
you're
gonna
good.
type it in.
Oh look, on the screen it posts it from like YouTube, from from Facebook. And that's cool. It's a yellow sub. It's a yellow submarine. So yes, we have been busy bees. I've been busy as usual, book writing and all that sort of stuff. You've been busy. What have you been doing?
ZCH.
ZCH. What's ZCH? Oh yeah, a different YouTuber. Young child. She's got crazy amount of YouTuber friends. Do you want to shuffle across a little so you're actually on the screen, girls?
Hello, boy.
Hey Mel, your painting rock videos help me with rock steps. Very nice, mate. YouTube is broken. Shouldn't be.
Can you go back? I'm
You
trying.
know what time it is? I mean, it looks to be working.
I have.
Come on, I see your professional face. Look right. Yep. My face there. No, what you call it? YouTube's working fine this end. And we've got people watching on it. I can't get any of his extra stuff. What do you mean, extra stuff? I'm getting confused now.
There was
I'm
a
getting
conversation
concerned.
before you joined.
There was a conversation before I joined.
Oh yeah, when I was on.
Right. YouTube is obviously still playing around, but we will crack on regardless. So, question doc is open. Link is in the comments. Link is down below. Yeah, I need your questions. I need to get my, and my messages, Wilsey. I see questions coming in already.
Can I just go like stand over there? So
Got one from Miniature Adventures. Come on, let's keep them coming. No doc on YouTube.
Got another one, Miniature Adventures.
Right, okay.
Or Miss Severio Taboskai.
Mr. What?
Don't even know. Just this name.
Right, give me 2 seconds. Let's see if... Oh, great, of course, It's decided, I know what I'll do. I'll change the title, I'll change the
Yeah, it's been saying that on mine the entire
Right, okay. We'll put that in. So we'll get that in there. So the link should be in at least. Let's get the title right. The Sunday Night Alive. Do you know, every time, I do this, it changes the titles, it changes the descriptions, and it drives me nuts. Absolute nuts. Yeah. Because I set it all up correctly, and then YouTube just decides, oh, now I'm going to do it differently. Weekly Terrain Q&A show. I mean, literally, I do this every week, and it messes me about on it. So, the Google link is in. Right. Questions here? Alright, and then let's see if what you call it.
No, I'm trying to copy.
Right. Let's get the proper description now. See, that's the one that should be streaming. YouTube is really poor at the live stuff.
They should be having an update soon. It said it on my device.
It said it on your device, did it?
Did you not get the email?
Oh, clearly not. I didn't get the email.
Do you even look for your emails?
I have enough emails. But right, fingers crossed, we should have links down below now in the comments. Let me know if we have, guys.
And if we haven't, don't worry, I'm typing it in now.
Yeah, so hopefully you should be able to ask your questions now.
Let's see where.
Do you know what's... Wills, I'd stop there.
What?
Well, you're not a moderator. It won't let you post links.
Well, type it in there, you just say yeah. And I've made myself a moderator while you're in there.
Of course you have.
I've learned.
Right. Mel is suffering from digital distress. Just annoys me. You know what I mean?
I2Y.
It's just... You get this situation where you set these things up to, to try and make them look proper and all that sort of stuff. And then, straight away, the moment you actually do, you click live and I'll change this, I'll change the title of the show. Tell you what, I won't even stream. And then, there's people relying on it to watch the stream, and people make time to watch the stream, and then they mess you around. And I think the really annoying thing is because you don't pay for a YouTube service. If I paid for a YouTube service, after they mess my subscribers around, I could get on the phone and just give them a rollicking.
But
you know what I mean?
You haven't paid for anything, so you can't.
Yeah, so you just... Right, guys, if you can't see the actual link to the Google Doc here, you need to watch it. You need to click refresh and it'll appear in the comments. Come sit yourself down, Wills.
Why didn't they post? Just spent like 10 minutes on this.
I have no idea. Evening all from South Africa, soon to be returning to the UK after 54 years of African life. Better buy a big coat then, mate.
Because it will rain and you will be cold.
The weather's different back in Blighty. And if you've been there for 54 years...
I'm chilling here in Slovakia. Well, Dom is there.
It's Dom's in Slovakia, isn't he?
Yeah.
Shih
Dom.
Tzu, is it?
I think so. Yeah, it is.
Where the vet place is? Where the vet
Koshitsu.
school... Koshitsu, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be heading over to Slovakia soon.
So will I.
Yeah, you will.
Wait, do I need to have a needle?
For Slovakia?
Yeah.
No, you don't need any special immunisations for Slovakia, darling.
Sorry, I have a fear of needles.
Right, I've got 4 questions in now. Yeah, things are working. Kat's posting the link as well.
Kat, what? Dad, can you make me an admin?
We have a tweet. No, I'm not going to make you an admin on my channel. Not a chance in hell. I want to say, I got my first airbrush and had my first attempt with it yesterday after watching your guide on airbrushing with the house vids. Hope it went well for you, buddy.
Hope you haven't covered your carpet.
That's your trick, isn't it?
Cover the carpet upstairs. Make sure Nanny gets mad with me. What was that for, boy?
'Cause you're just so special.
Oh.
Yeah. Right. 4 questions in so far. I'll wait till I've got 5 or 6 and then we'll get cracked on. Now, what's that? I nearly did Willow. That's your trick, isn't it? Spray paint everything. Don't wave backwards and forwards. I sit proper. I picked up a really small scale Shim Firefly model today. Just finishing building that up. Very nice. High backbone, Warner's End, red green. Dinner tonight, mini raviolis. We like ravioli, don't we?
What's ravioli?
Ravioli is where you get it's the little wraps of meat and pasta in tomato sauce. And the little packets. You like it?
No, I don't.
You do. You've had it.
Have I?
Yeah.
Mum, do I like ravioli?
Right, tell you what, let's get stuck into some questions and get this rolling. Right, remember guys, the link's down below. If you do enjoy the show and you'd like to support the channel, there's links to support the channel either direct via PayPal or via Patreon, and support it on a more regular basis. $1 a month makes a massive difference. Okay, it all helps, but if you're not into the regular things, if you're not into the regular thing, you can you can submit just a one-off via PayPal. Liam's just finishing off a Chaos Knight. Nice one.
Can I just be the one with the mouse?
The mouse. I don't trust you with the mouse. Today I made trees making twist wire techniques. Thanks for videos. Yeah. No worries. Oh, Shambles. Shambles just donated £3. Thank you, buddy.
He's been learning. He's been practicing.
Who has?
Shambles.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, he's been practicing how to donate. Now we've got a dancing zombie.
Right, Warner's End. That's one of the reasons Kezzy insists he wears the same trousers to the studios. Too many paint splattered clothes. It's not so much of paint splattered clothes, it's just that I treat my trousers as a rag when I'm in the studio. You know what I mean? So if I've got paint on my hands or anything on my hands, I wipe them on my trousers.
You wipe them on my face?
No, I don't. Stop it.
Yeah, you do. Like we did.
No, stop being silly. Stop.
The airbrush.
Stop. It's not the Willow show. You don't have to chip in on every sentence and butt in and with something vaguely, remotely relevant. Get off my my mouse.
Well, I think it's time for you to go upstairs now, babe.
Oh.
Taking them off.
Put the mouse back. See, you've initiated the wrath of Mother by messing about, haven't you? See? Look at what you're doing. You almost ended the stream then.
Oh,
Because you almost had an accident click. So, come here, daughter of mine.
And so I need for the rest
No,
of the life.
no. Give me a love. Then bugger off. Come on. Love you, darling.
I want to leave.
Well, you've got to, because this isn't the Willow show. This is the Terrain Tutor show.
You never said it was a throw. It's the YouTube show.
Right, go on.
Okay, let me get my phone and mom's computer.
Love you, darling.
Oh, yeah.
Have a good one. Do me a favour.
What?
Stay out of my comments.
I made no promises.
Never work with animals and children. And Oz is sitting over there looking at me going, what's wrong with me? The wrath of Mum. Right then, okay. Listen, Shambles, thanks for the donation, mate. It is really much appreciated. Don't forget she can lift you. Well, at least she takes an interest in what you do, Mel. She's not so much interested in what I do. She's interested in getting her backside and watching her face on YouTube. Yeah, because she's a YouTube fiend. She don't give a damn about what I do. She isn't interested in what I do. She's interested in being on the TV. Righty-ho. Right, I've got 7 questions so far. So, quick check, make sure I'm not missing anyone. I think it's only Shambles, but we'll do a quick check nonetheless. Because some of you can donate direct and it doesn't tell me on screen. If you go via PayPal Direct, I don't get a notification on screen. If you go via the Streamlabs link, you can do things like put silly hats on my head and all sorts of weird stuff. Right, I think it's just shambles. It is. Right. Thank you, buddy. Model Kits and Lego. Love you. It's really cool. My YouTube channel, Model Kits and Lego. Love you. Bit of a spammy. Man who hates kids and dogs can't be too bad. Okay, right. Let's get stuck into some questions. Okay, Miniature Adventures is watching on YouTube. And how would you go about doing rolling hills to add more depth to terrain? I'm thinking of doing a fantasy setting with a small town set up on a hill and maybe a few buildings on the way down, and I want to make it modular. Whoa, that's not easy. All right. Okay, so what you're talking about here is the rolling landscape. Yeah, and it's a common one. It's one I quite like, and it's the idea that a lot of tables are flat, you put your scatter terrain on, and what you actually want is you want to get that feel of a rolling landscape. Now, our Miniature Adventures here, he's really stepping up because he's got this idea of what sounds like a slope coming down, okay, and to make it modular. Now, the moment that hills start to get any larger than sort of like a foot or 2 foot, you start to be looking at modular stuff. And to get a rolling landscape, it needs to be modular tiles, and to get them rolling, that's a lot of work, okay, to create a gentle slope. I mean, for models to stand on, it's going to have to be a 1 in 3 slope, or what is it, 30 degrees? Yeah, 30 degrees. So 30 degrees or a 1 in 3 slope, and it's going to have to be across the entire thing. And then you're going to have to make it standardized so the tiles will work. And then you're going to have to make other ones of different heights if you want slopes running down over 2 tiles. That's a lot of work. And it's a very, very specific setup. You're not going to get much reusability out of that. Yeah, not just that. Any scatter pieces that you design to go on top of that are going to have to be designed slightly to work on a slope as well. Yeah, so it's quite challenging. I would consider perhaps making a table edger piece, a large board edger. Now, a large board edger, it's not so much modular tiles, it's more one single large modular piece designed to sit at a table edge. And so what you could do is you could do, say, a couple of 2 foot by, you could go 2 foot, I suppose, 2 foot by 2 foot tiles. Yeah, with a nice slope on, but made designed to sit next to each other and sit on top of your play surface. Yeah, if you did a few of them, you could use them and rearrange them, make a valley down the middle, that sort of stuff. But I think you'll get more functionality out of that, yeah, than trying to make modular tiles that have different heights, you know what I mean? With regards to the rolling hills, I'd probably actually consider, if you're going to do that, also throw a few smaller hills that are really well beveled into the base. Yeah, to get that rolling landscape. But the problem is, the moment you go away from flat, yeah, you're going into a large setup. Yeah, whether it's a single static, fully featured board, which is beautiful, yeah, or whether it's modular tiles, which are great. But the moment you go down that route, yeah, your workload goes up and your reusability of the board, yeah, goes right down. Yeah, so it's something I tend to discourage people from doing. It sounds good, but the reality of the situation is, mate, you're not going to, when it comes to playtime and reusability and, getting games on it, you're not going to get much bang for your buck for the amount of work you put in if you do it like that. I would consider a few. Start off, make a couple of large hills. So, perhaps 2 foot hills. Yeah, they're going to be a lot more usable for you, and I'll let you sort of have a feel of games like that and that sort of stuff, and get a bit of height in there before you commit to what is a lot of work. Now remember, guys, yeah, I am going to leave this one up to our cat, yeah, But she's like, oh, what? What's he up to now? I've sent Kat into a panic. I'm after a request for what other rock techniques. I'm wrapping up the rock videos shortly. Yeah, because I've covered the majority of them. I think I've got about 4 or 5 left to go. A couple of techniques and a couple of colour schemes. Yeah, but if you've got any specific requests, I'm going to say throw them into the comments. Okay, and I'll let Kat have a nose through and pick a few for me. Yeah, if you don't mind, Kat. Right. So, anyway, sorry, that's probably not the answer you wanted, miniature adventures, but it is the situation we are in. Yeah, and I think I've got to be honest with you. Yeah, hope the information helps you. Hope I've saved you from doing a little bit too much work and that, you know, yeesh. Hard one, that one. See, I want to do... The reason this is so challenging and the reason why it's sort of... not concerning me as such, but... Yeah, for my Burma build, I've got the idea of the rolling landscape because they fought across, you know, big hills. And I had the idea of, you know, transitioning probably about from 18 inches high off the tabletop and have a slope coming down. Yeah, over a series of like 12 to 18 foot. Yeah, coming down to a river. And so I know exactly from my planning how much work is involved in this and the challenges. That's why I've been doing mats, because I've put that idea well to the back of my head at the minute, because it's a beast of a job to do. If you do it, MA, let me know, yeah? I'd like to see some pictures. Let's have a check through the comments. Remember, guys, if you've got any questions, they go in the comments. Let me see the battle mats vid. How about a sandstone and lava rocks vid? One great benefit is he makes mistakes and he does the trial and error. So I'm not sure I make the mistakes. Mistakes just happen, and then I have to fix them. And then you will see what, once I've figured it out, how to do it more, how to do it proper. I didn't see any rock face that was layered with several strata. Yeah, that's one's been floating around a bit. Paul, like the lava one? Takes a man of confidence and abilities to show his mistakes. No retakes, or not many. I don't retake. Yeah, I don't think... God. I think it's been a fair few years since I've done a video and then decided, no, that didn't work out. You know, there's nothing really beneficial from it and it's not gone out. Pretty much every time I switch the camera on, it will make it to YouTube. With regards to the mistakes, everyone makes mistakes. Every single person. Yeah, with a hobby like this, it is impossible to make not to make mistakes. I just take the policy of I don't hide them. You know what I mean? There's this thing with YouTube and blogging and post-production, anywhere where you're not doing it live. You know what I mean? Where you can, if you make a mistake, you can fix it, re-record your bit, and no one will ever know you made a mistake. You know, if you're taking photos of something, it's a lot easier. Yeah, people have no idea you've made mistakes when you do it that way, and so it's very easy to give the impression that you don't make any mistakes, and it's a load of rubbish. Everyone makes mistakes. Yeah, especially, I mean, when you look at the different art forms involved in making a single piece, yeah, there's got to be a cock-up in there once somewhere, hasn't there? I think even Fred was telling me there's like mistakes on the ceiling of the 16th chapel. You know what I mean? And if Michelangelo can make mistakes, then yeah, we're going to make mistakes. I just think it's better just to show them. And be honest. You know, you make a mistake, it's an opportunity to show you how to fix it. The video gets better. Right. Hunstanton Cliffs for multi-layered Stratford in Norfolk. let's have a nose at that, and then we will jump on another question. I've got another 9 questions to go, so we've got plenty to keep us going. Let's have a nose at this. Oh, that's a nice one, isn't it? I love that, the different layers. What's it got? It looks like top layer of limestone. You've got a couple of layers of of sandstone, but with a lot of iron in, a lot of iron ore in. Some of them are really red near the bottom. Chalk, late Cretaceous, early Cretaceous. Ooh. Do you know what? That's a nice rock. What did you do on Sunday night? Well, actually, I sat down and I spent much of the evening watching this bloke on YouTube looking at pictures of nice rocks. Really? Right, so... Oh! Welcome aboard. Right, so far, Hunstanton Rocks in Norfolk is the best stratification, and it is the challenge so far. We're going to have a bit of fun. Yeah, I do have a video recorded for Tuesday, but it's more of a chatty video about what's going on, that sort of stuff. I am in the studio tomorrow, and if I start, and I've got a long day in the studio, so I could do an entire rock piece, yeah, and get it filmed in a day by doing the layers and letting it dry. Yeah, and so far, yeah, I'll take on the challenge of doing stratified rock, yeah, for Tuesday's video. So far, yeah, the most challenging one is Hunstanton Cliffs in Norfolk. Okay? Which is, yeah, that's your Google search term. Go on, I'm going to answer another question, then you're going to have to come back. Give me a more challenging one, and I'll see what I can take on. Yeah, and we'll see what I can do on Monday for you. Yeah, we'll see if I can crack it. Not the rock, obviously. Apparently brush bristles stuck in the paint of even the great masters. They did. They did indeed. Yesterday I went to a hardware store to pick up a fake grass mat because I couldn't find any store that sells battle mats in Slovakia. I came home and boom, my best friend brought me a battle mat. Nice one. There's a manufacturer in Slovakia of battle mats. I know there's a manufacturer of battle mats in Slovakia because I can remember getting I can remember looking up the countries that the battle mats for the battle mat review video. Battle mat. Slovakia. Game Mat EU. Oh no. Where are they? They I could have sworn there was one in Slovakia. That's bugging me now. Right. Okay. Cat's pointing out that you keep me talking longer if you submit questions. Yeah, when the questions run out. How about car broke in Texas? Right, I'm going to have a look at car broke in Texas, and then we're going to crack on with another another question. So let's have a look at car broke in Texas. Paste. No, I want car broke in Texas. Copy that. Let's have a look at this one. Actually, no, I'd say, what do you call it? I mean, it's stratified. But I think the stratification on, what do you call it, on Hunstanton Cliffs in Norfolk is more striking. I mean, the stratification of the layers between the road. I might filter in and put a couple of little bits. Maybe a bit of both. Because it has got some fine stratification in it. So I'll have to think. Zangi National Forest formations. Oh, these are the weird standing like mushroom rock ones. I can remember those. I mean, that name rings a bell. I'm sure I've looked at these in the past. Now, copy that. Ah, no. Yeah, these are the tall ones. These aren't the mushroom rocks I was thinking of. These are the avatar rocks. I've seen these a few times. Right, let's get on some questions because people want their questions answering. Okay, Mirov, is there some kind of replacement for filler, like plaster or something? Yes, filler is just plaster. It's just held in a wet form as a paste, waiting to dry. You can get filler that is just a powder that you mix. They're all essentially chalks with a setting like a concrete, a setting agent. Yeah, there's various plasters. There's industrial casting plasters. There's slip mold plasters and casting materials. Some really good ones. On top of that, really good ones casting material wise is obviously you've got Plaster of Paris, Merlin's Magic, Herculite 2, and I like Crystal R. Crystal R is my favourite, but it seems to be a British one, so you need to really swap over to Herculite 2. Yeah, for the other ones. You can use ceiling stuccos. Yeah, a stucco is essentially like an acrylic paste mixed with a powder, with a chalk. Yeah, it's used in in art for creating 3D effects when you're creating paintings and that sort of stuff. But yeah, you can get like Artex, which is a ceiling and wall stucco, and that can be reused as a replacement for filler. They all vary a little, so you'll have to play with them a little to make them work, because filler's got quite a thick consistency. It's good. Filler is designed to fill spaces, and so it's quite bulky and quite thick, so you'll need to play around to get it right. But yeah, there's tons of different options, mate. Yeah, so Plaster of Paris, Herculite, Merlin's Magic, Crystal R, Artex, ceiling stuccos, or any sort of industrial casting powder, or any sort of slip mold casting material. Hope that helps you, buddy. If it does, links down below. Right, William's asking on YouTube, MDF for basing need websites. Oz, go lie down, mate. Go on. There's no food here. He's fretting. Willow's left her dinner plate on the coffee table. Yeah, because she had a late tea. And Oz is sort of conscious that there's food just sitting in the room. No one's taken it towards the bin, so he doesn't know if it's going towards his bowl, but he can see it. Oh, mate. It's like 3 pieces of pasta, dude. Right. Game Matty, you are in the Czech Republic. Got you. Alan Bay. Right, okay, so MDF basing for terrain. If you're looking for scatter bases and that sort of stuff, generally you can find them on eBay. Yeah, there's various laser cutters who just pre-cut scatter terrain bases out of 3 and 6mm MDF. Yeah, save you going through the cutting hassle. But generally, you buy 6mm sheets from your hardware store. Yeah, typically 6 foot by typically 4 foot by 8 foot sheets. It's construction material. Yeah, medium density fiberboard. And then, you know, you just cut them out with a jigsaw. But if you do want pre-cut bases, there are people on eBay who sell them. Norman's saying P-Work War Games. I've just ordered one. I knew I'd seen Slovakia. Yeah. So where's P-Works? I'm going to laugh if they're in Kasitsu. Where are they? Where are they? Addresses. Doesn't say about us. Come on. It shouldn't be this hard to find where a company is based. Doesn't say. I can't find where they say they're based, but I think they are in Slovakia. Forgot a postal address? Oh no, it says Italy. P-Work War Games. I thought they were Slovakia. Never mind. Right, let's move on from that. We're losing too much time. Moving on. Question 4 of 13. Bill in Iowa. Right, okay, Bill, what can I do for you? I have a tube of oil-based, water-soluble paint. Having trouble getting it thinned with water. Small clots still in it. Any advice other than stirring? Sounds like it's gone a bit off, to be truthful, mate. I mean, if it breaks down but it leaves clot, that's typically a sign of what you call it, an oil product or an acrylic product that's had a freeze at some point. Yeah. The only thing I could possibly suggest is thinning it down with water, giving it a good mix and straining it through some cheesecloth. Take out the sort of pre-cured bits, and then whatever comes through the other side, sort of as the water evaporates, sort of reconstitute it. But if you've got bits and you can't break them down, yeah, in your oil paint or your acrylic paint, it's a general side that you're probably going to have binding problems with it anyway. Yeah, you can remove the really visible stuff of, like, you know, it's had a freeze and, you know, some of it's gone off. You can remove that, but that doesn't mean that it's fine. You know, the binder will have been affected. It might not bind as well. So personally, I'd can it off and I'd buy a fresh one. Because I just have this feeling you're just going to have continual problems with it. Give it a strain. Yeah, take the bits out, reconstitute it, have a play with it, see if it can get it working just in case. But, you know, with how much work that can be, sometimes just buy a new tube, mate. And don't store it anywhere near the ground. Keep it off the ground. It's probably not you. It's probably been like, you know, it's got to chill while it was in storage or shipping or something like that. And these things happen. You can often find with when they ship things in wagons. Yeah. Normal trucks, you know, an articulated truck. Yeah, because of the way the wind works, yeah, inside the back of the truck, right at the front, yeah, and closest to the cab, and right down bottom, you get like this wind chill effect, even if it's not a refrigerated wagon. I mean, if it's a refrigerated wagon, it can be so extensive that you physically can't get the pallets off the floor because they're frozen that hard. But you have like a wind chill effect that especially cools those particular areas. So when you get like paints and product supplies getting shipped in these wagons, yeah, those little bits that just right at the front of the truck, sort of like box body, yeah, they don't, the journey doesn't, sometimes long journey on a really cold day, so they're already cold, they can get a little bit knackered, yeah. And so, you know, you end up buying a new paint which has gone off. But above all, you know, protect your paints, keep them away from a frost. Right, give this Bill, give the idea a go, give the straining a go, take the bits out, see if you can reconstitute it and see if it's binding okay and that sort of stuff. And if it is, go with it. If not, all I can say is get a new tube, dude. Tube. I tried doing Easter Island heads, but the Easter eggs were too tempting, so I gave up and ate them. Treat that dog. No, he's not having the pet. He's on a diet. Don't look at me like that.
Oh, yeah.
Stemmer, thank you, bud. Been a while since I was here. See you all. Still going strong. Hope you're doing well with your book. I am. I was too late to give you. I was too late to give you some extra support. Oh, if you want to pre-order it, you can pre-order it if you haven't got the book, mate. Just so you know. Pre-orders are open for about another 60 days. Go through the comments, catch up. Well, I seem to remember when you received all the sample mats, one of the companies was from Eastern Europe. Yeah, I do, and I have a feeling it was Slovakia. I thought it was P-Work, to be truthful, but I don't know if perhaps they've got, they were in Slovakia, maybe they've moved to Italy or something like that for shipping and that sort of stuff. Oh, you can still spit questions, Leonard. Nope, getting mine at 2020 in Melcon. Better get Melcon organised. Right, let's move on with some questions. Okay, Sander, any words on your trip to Brussels? It's probably going to be happening later in the year. I'm just too busy with the book at the minute. I'm still talking to Brussels Airlines. Yeah, and so it'll be happening. Just got to figure it out. Lithuania is deep cuts. Right, okay, I remember seeing much of that as well. Oh, Tim's giving me loads. Bryce Canyon, Garden of the Gods. Come on. I'll let you guys decide one for me. I can't keep stopping and looking at every different suggestion, so nail it down. Let's get 2 or 3, yeah, that we can pick from, and I'll do that video for you tomorrow. Right, moving on with the questions. 6 of 14, Tim. Yeah, I'm working on docks for my harbour at the moment, and they're 2 levels. One at sea, the other 2 inches higher is ground level. I already have the gangways and several ladders to transition from one level to the other, but I want to put in 2 sets of stairs. Is there an easy way to make them versus making lots of bird mouth cuts? Right, so you want wooden stairs, you don't want solid stone stairs then. Bird mouth cut. A bird mouth cut is basically where it looks like that and the piece slots in it. So if you had the row of you'd put a load of those in, and each step would slide into its own bird mouth. Yeah, just to clarify, a bird mouth cut. Yeah. You could go. The easy option would go with stone. Yeah, and just cut layers of of stone, shape the foam into, roughly step looking pieces. But it sounds like you want wood, to be perfectly honest, because stone you wouldn't use you wouldn't have that slatting. Do you know what? I'd probably recommend make ramps over over actual steps. I mean, steps will work and they'll take up less gaming space. Yeah, but you're quite clear you've got 2 levels here. Sounds like you've got gangways, several ladders to transition. So you're looking at a lot of interesting stuff. Now, ramps would fit because you would have rolled barrels up ramps and that sort of stuff, and they're going to be easier to make. Yeah, you've just got to keep them at that 1 in 3 slope. So 2 inches high, they're going to need to be 6 inches long. yeah, to be placeable. But I think those would be a lot easier to build, yeah, than trying to make stairs, mate. Or steps. I mean, there is a way that you can do it with, you can make quick stairs with balsa sheets. So, let me just draw. Okay. So let me figure out how you're going to do this. So if we say that's the sheet. My drawing is awful, but I've got to draw it to get the idea across, if you know what I mean. And then right, you're gonna have to stick with me with this one, guys. Okay, balsa wood sheets. You've all seen them, sheets of balsa wood. Yeah, get one like that. Okay, and then across the top, put in nicks at right angles. Yeah, then get your blade. Yeah, and basically cut along that line there. Take it off. Then, if you turn it and place it roughly like that, God, your drawing's bad. Do you see how you've got all the flat bits to rest all your sort of your coffee stirrers against? Yeah, so you can just put them and glue them straight on, no bird cuts required, and then just put like the supports, yeah, down there, if that makes sense. So basically what you're doing is lots of little like triangle cuts across the top. Take the strip off, and that'll give you a strip where you can then layer loads of steps across if you really want to go for the ladders and you want it quicker. That's probably the quickest way I can think of doing it. Now, if you can get something like a tongue depressor, yeah, lollipop sticks, they're a little small, but you can actually do it with clippers. Just come along and clip, 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 cut, strip, and then you've got your perfect support, and then just run coffee stirrers out, between the two. Hope that helps you, buddy. Yeah, so you've either got ramps or doing it sort of like that way and clipping the supports out of like a long strip. Best ways I can think of over bird mouth cuts. I have stone steps for the people dock. I need wooden stairs for the main dock side, but gangway too. I'm going for a variety. Right, you should do fine with that then, Tim. Yeah, ramps and that. Barrels, ramps, Donkey Kong. Oh yes. Well, that'd make a good board, wouldn't it? A Donkey Kong board. Right, moving on. Question 7 of 15. Dan, mod for a minute. Question for Willow. What's the best way not to get paint on the carpet? Don't borrow your dad's airbrush. A red-green. I can't get the question, mate. Okay, Norman. Have you any advice for trying to improve plastic pine trees? I've been thinking about repainting and sprinkling on some fine foliage onto the plastic leaves. What do you think? Worth it? Yeah. Repaint them, give them a blast of matte varnish, get rid of that shine. Yeah, a bit of latex glue on the plastic, on the plastic foliage, and then reflock. Works beautifully. I'm looking forward to seeing the Monster Fight Club plastic trees, because that's what I intend to do with those. But yeah, just use the plastic piece as a substructure and just repaint it and reflock it, and they'll come out beautiful, mate. A couple of washes on the armature as well. Plastic tends to have really good texture, so capitalise on it, you know what I mean? Get your washes in, get your highlighting in. Right, next question, 10 of 15. Warner's End. Remember, guys, if you are liking the show, links down below to support it. Right, Warner's End is asking, I'm currently working on a cliff face. I've used Woodland Scenics rock molds and I've used filler to attach them. Any recommendations for texturing in between the different molded segments, as it's all a bit smooth at the moment? Yeah, throw some clay in there. Basically, when you've got like two rock pieces, what you can do is you can throw some stucco or filler in there and give it a bit of a stipple. But if you throw clay in there, yes, so it bulks out a little bit, and then get your cast rock faces and press them, or even the molds, or press them into the clay. Okay, you can transfer the texture that's on the rocks or the molds straight onto the clay in between the actual cast rock pieces. It takes a little bit of cleaning off when you press it as it meets the edges and that sort of stuff. So you got to get a bit of a metal tool and do a little bit of scraping and a little bit of flattening out. But it allows you to get exactly the same rock texture on the middle bits between your cast rock faces that are on the cast rock faces. So it becomes continuous. Now, clay is the only thing that can really do this. You can't really do it with filler and stuff like that. It's too wet. Yeah, but if you fill the gaps mostly with filler, yeah, one of the problems with clay is it shrinks. So if you put too much in, you'll get too much shrinkage and it'll take too long to dry. So if you fill the gaps mainly with filler and then put a layer of the clay over, then come in either with rocks, castings from the molds, or grab the mold, give it a push, press it on, yeah, so sort of invert it, yeah, and then press it onto your clay, yeah, and then you'll get your perfect rock texture, and it will look continuous, mate, and it looks beautiful. I know this because there's 4 pages in the book on it. You know, it's the technique I use for the top piece in the hills section. Yeah, so there you are, great. You didn't even have to buy the book for that one. That's got to be worth a tip. Right. Yeah. Moving on. Let me just quickly check. Yeah. Right. Nothing for me to jump on. Right. Blue streak. I'm in the middle of doing a water wheel sawmill. What would you say would be the best way to do wood siding? Wood siding, personally, you've got 2 options, haven't you? You either make the planking or you make it look like it's planked. So, 2 options. You either go with like coffee stirrers, yeah, laid over double-sided adhesive tape. So you know the sticky tape that's sticky on both sides. Yeah, don't unstick one side, just unstick just one of the sides. Put it down, lay all your coffee stirrers over it, nice and neat. Yeah, and once you've got it as you want it, pair of kitchen scissors, cut it out for the shape that you want, so you've got all your planking. Yeah, and then when you're ready to apply it, just simply peel the last of the bit off, the other side of the double-sided sticky tape. Yeah, and then just go down to your piece and push it in. The other option is to take, you can do this with foam and that sort of stuff, but balsa wood probably works better. Yeah, because it's wood. But go along and get a sheet of balsa wood and engrave that. So do all your lines across it, you know, get your thank you, buddy. Miki. Yeah, get your like an abrasive brush, drag it across so you get some grain in there. Yeah, get your pens, make your actual planking with your pens, that sort of stuff. And then when you're ready, cut it to shape, glue it on. So, any sort of wood siding, either use double-sided sticky tape, yeah, because it's a pain in the backside to try and then glue in individual pieces onto a side. Yeah, so I just use double-sided sticky tape. Yeah, or do it out of a single sheet. Yeah, and that should do you, mate. You should be able to do any sort of wooden siding, boarded up side. Dicky Bird saying, Mal, what about the super glue and masking tape trick instead of double-sided tape? Yeah, that'll work as well. Yeah, you lay masking tape down to hold all the pieces together, run some super glue over them, yeah, to sort of hold them together, and then, yeah. Red Green's saying you can buy it in sheets that come in the from terrain shops. Paul saying check out Green Stuff World Roller in Mel's tutorials. Yeah, in fact, I've got a wooden roller. A plank roller. Yeah, so you can buy the sheets. There's other options. There are rollers that you can roll it out in. Yeah, but Tim, you gave me the idea for the stairs. You can cut right angle triangles and glue those to the runners. Then glue threads and risers to those. Yeah, that would work. So instead of like getting one piece and cutting the triangles out, cut the triangles out, stick them to a piece so you've still got your supports, and then make your stairs around the supports. Yeah, that'll work, mate. I like that. That's smart. Might nick that. It's a derivative work based on my IP, so I'm claiming it. Yeah. Quite happy with that. That's quite a nice idea. But yeah, with regards to the wooden planking, loads of options, mate. Absolutely loads. Depends which way you want to go, how much control you want, all that sort of stuff. Right, we are coming up on an hour. Yeah, I've got about 5 more questions to go. I'm going to give it 5 more minutes to get any questions in, guys. Yeah, so if you have got a question for me, throw it into what you call it and we'll get it in there. As always, if you are enjoying the information, you're enjoying the show, links down below to support the channel, guys. Right, Tom Wilson, watching on YouTube. Right, Tom, what have you got for me? Evening, Mal. How are you enjoying the summer holidays? Actually, I'm enjoying it quite a lot. I'm spending a lot of the time either writing or in the studio. Oh, what a woman.
Has he been sitting right by the side of the
Yeah, take the plate out.
Sitting by this. It's covered in sauce meat.
Right, my summer holidays are going quite well, mate. My question is, even though in nature we get different rock formations, terrain and weather in the same place, stratified rocks, 2 or 3 types of stone in the same area, snow and desert, all gaming boards tend to be uniform. One colour, one species of tree. Right, there's no question there as such. Yeah, I'm going to assume the question. I'm going to assume the question is basically along the lines of why. Yeah, why do we always go for one type of rock? Why typically one type of tree? And it is common. Yeah, it's generally practical reasons. One, with our board setups, they tend to be not modular as such, but they tend to be sets. Lots of pieces designed to go together and to be laid down on either a green or a particular colour, if you know what I mean. And what this means is that you want things to look like they go together. What you don't want is a mix match of terrain. And unless you are, I'm not going to say a proficient terrain builder, I'd probably say a prolific terrain builder. Unless you're building a lot of terrain is a lot of work, and so you tend to simplify it as much as you can. Make sure you get it right. When you've got something that looks good, stick with it. And so it's generally, the boards tend to be uniform because the people making the boards generally, aren't terrainiacs. You know, that they are, or they become terrainiacs, but a lot of them, they're just guys who want to make a bit of terrain. Yeah, and so they keep it simple, they keep it uniform so everything works together. It's only when you get nuts like us, who look at these sort of simple layouts and go, right, I want a bit of variation. You know, I want stratified rock. I want 4 or 5 different types of trees, and I want them to work properly. You know what I mean? Not rather than, when I say work properly, I mean within woods, how they're aligned and how the growth height works to create canopies and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. We're a bit special along that. You know what I mean?
You're a bit special, alright?
Ah, right. Ba 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 ba. So yeah, I mean, it's not a question as such, but I think the reason that gaming boards tend to be uniform, okay, it's just dead simple. It's just what you call it. It's to keep it simple. Yeah, to get things that work together. And there is no reason why you can't jazz it up. As long as you keep a few common elements on the piece, like groundwork and flowers and a few little things like that, to tie the set together, that's the key thing, that it keeps looking like it should go together. Right. Moving on. Peter's asking, plaster, do you ever use Struwellen? It's an artificial ceramics powder and it's used from German crafters very often. Is it known in the UK? Never heard of it, mate, to be truthful. Never heard of it. Glorex casting powder. English only. I imagine it's probably similar to something we use over here. Yeah, it's just a German brand. You know what I mean? But no, I haven't used it, mate. Right, okay, that's our 5 minutes. Knocking the questions off there. Right, 14 of 18. Frankie is asking, what would be the most difficult terrain to make? Beach, forest, jungle, sea, desert, jungle, mountains or snow? Alright, which is the most difficult? Let's knock them down. Beach can be challenging because you have to also include sea and water effects. Jungle isn't that hard, it just requires a lot of different materials. Seas can be done quite easily. Deserts can be done quite easily. It's generally just scatter bits and, you know, a bit of ochre, line it up and paint it up. Mountains require a reasonable amount of work because it's carving, casting, that sort of stuff. Snow is basically white deserts. You know, when you think about it, it is just, what you call it, laid down. So I'd probably say desert is probably the easiest. Yeah, snow terrain, assuming it's going over something simple, yeah, is probably the second easiest. I reckon jungle and forest, yeah, sort of sit. Well, I'd say forest is the next easiest because it's mainly trees and a little bit of scatter. Jungle it has a lot more foliage on it, so I'd say that was a little bit harder than forests. Yeah, sea is pretty easy, to be truthful. Yeah, mountains are probably harder than jungle or forests, and I would say the beach is the hardest. I'd say the beach is the hardest because it involves a slope, it involves essentially sand terrain, ground terrain, water terrain, the splashing, the effects. And so that's going to be the hardest to do of the lot, I would reckon, mate. What are you trying to do? Pick an easy table. Right, next question. Hope you're liking the question, guys. Leonard, looking to paint a model kit. Tried Revel oil paints with a brush with not much success. Thinking about buying a cheap airbrush. Should I stick to oil paints or switch to acrylic paints? I would use acrylics on a model kit, mate. Acrylic is essentially a plastic paint, and if it's a model kit, you want to put an acrylic on it. Oils, I wouldn't have used those for painting model kits, but I should say, model kits aren't my field. You know what I mean? There's a lot better guys at painting model kits. Yeah. I don't know who I'd recommend. Leave it to the comments for who they recommend for painting model kits, and yeah, we'll take it from there. Oh, cat's protecting me. You see, in situations like this, I just don't look at the comments so it doesn't distract me, and I just focus at what I do, and then when everything's good, I'll get a ping on my messenger letting me know that. Just engage again. Joanne's asking, right, have you ever considered using fake leather as a base for homemade battle mats? Yes, I have. Oh, fake leather. I thought fake fur. I use vinyl covered cloth fake leather. Yeah, same sort of stuff on moped seats, the like. Your first thoughts, pros, cons? I'm not sure what the pros would be, to be truthful. I mean, there is a definite advantage of using a material that has no sort of stretch in it. I know this from all the battle mat and all the acrylic corking tests that we did. Yeah. And so there is absolutely no, stretching. Yeah, I can't really see, to be perfectly honest. I can't see what the pros over any, like a dust sheet would be. A plasticized dust sheet. Though I've got some in the studio, so next time I do a battle mat, yeah, I'll give it a go, mate. Right, Red Green's asking, how do you do gaming tiles like GW puts out? Right, if you're talking about the fully featured plastic ones, then that's basically making a modular board, mate, if you're going to make that on your own. And it's a lot of detail, because there's a lot of detail on the GW boards. Unless you're talking about the Greenfield one. You know, the Field of Skulls. Yeah, in which case that's just a standard modular board. You want 2-inch foam. Yeah, put on top of 2x2, at least 9mm, I find. 9mm MDF. And then batten the sides. Yeah, the key thing when you're making tiles is that the sides meet the flatness of the foam. And on top of that, yeah, the measurements are exact and they are 2 foot, so everything lines up. Yeah. Norman's saying check PayPal. Alright then, I will check PayPal. Buzzing away here. I will verify my identity. Here we go. Checking. Yeah, I got Systemers and Norman. Oh, Norman sent a few nuggets our way as well. I think probably about $10, is it? Yeah, I think so. Or £7.50. Thank you, buddy. Hey, it's all going in the pot. More teddy bear fur for the Colin. We have tonight, haven't we? Luckily, Kat, what you call it? Yeah, Kat did a cracking jobs. Oh, I'm just a monster. Right, and here is our last question. From Tam. Yeah, hey Mel, I've just used Woodland Scenic Snow Effect for the first time today on a display board. I'm wondering if sealing it is a good idea or if it's going to ruin the texture of the powder. Currently I've just been sprinkling over some watered down PVA which I sprayed on. Do you have any recommendations? Yeah, the fine stuff can be really challenging to set. And if you give it a spray of watered down PVA or give it any really heavy spray, yeah, the physical impact of the spray or the pressure can sort of move it off. The only tip I can give you here, Tam, is coming first with hair lacquer. Find the biggest can of the most 80s, extra strong, extra volume, hair lacquer you can find. And then very gently, little bursts from quite a distance away and let the hair lacquer fall on it. Yeah, it's the best way of not disturbing it. But what it will do is it will just hold it together, yeah. And once that's sort of set enough, you can come in with a heavier spray and give it a damn good hit without it going everywhere and ruining the texture. That's my best advice. Just put a temporary fix on it, yeah, with extra volume hair lacquer, and then and then just once that's set, hit it with something a little bit more permanent. Dave saying, I have a very successful fantasy football podcast. I'd love to have you on a guest if you're interested. Sure, send me an email, mate. Email's theterraintutor@gmail.com. Do you know what, Jimmy? It's been a while. What do you call it? Smee. Right, that is all of my comments. Oh, these trolls are... The trolls are out in force tonight, aren't they? Right, I'm going to call it because we have done all our comments. We've gone past the hour, guys. As I said, I've got some stratified rocks to be tackling. Yeah? So I'll be tackling that tomorrow. I'll see if I can get the video done in time. If Tuesday's video is a talky one, yeah, the piece just didn't dry in time and I couldn't finish it in the day, yeah, that I've got to do the piece. So if I can, I'll get it done for you. If not, you'll see it the week after. But I'll take care of that for you. In the meantime, as always, guys, video out on Tuesday, live studio show on Thursday, and we'll be back in the caverns to battle the trolls next Sunday. Thanks to my moderators. I will message out so we get the clan of moderators in. Yeah? We'll have some fun. Right. Everyone have a great show, guys. All the best. Ta-ra.